everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my end of year TBR, the books that I want to read before the end of the year, my TBR for the upcoming little stretch of time before 2022 kicks in. If you guys are new here, or if you haven't been keeping up with my vlogs, I am moving in the next few weeks, so I have been packed. My books have been all packed up and ready to go for a little while now because it just, you know, checking things off the checklist. But I have kept a box of books in my room that are all books that I want to read soon, my like immediate TBR. And so I pulled a bunch of them from that box and we're gonna just talk about them today. There's a whole bunch, a whole mix. So let's just get into it. First and foremost, we'll talk about my middle grade, my YA. So we have Daughter of the Deep by Rick Riordan. This is Rick Riordan's newest release, and it is a, I believe, standalone middle grade novel inspired by the 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. So it's honestly, I picked it up because it's Rick Riordan. I love his work and I'm very excited to see what he can do that is not in the mythology realm of like Percy Jackson or the Kane Chronicles or the Magnus Chase books. I wanted to see what he could do and I'm very excited to read this one day, this upcoming winter. Well, it is technically winter now because it did snow, but I'm excited to read this one. So this one, as I said, inspired by the 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It follows Anna Dakar, who is a freshman at Harding Pencroft Academy, a 5-year high school that graduates the best marine scientists, naval warriors, navigators, and underwater explorers in the world. So it follows her. It follows her. as there's like her first year at the school, she has to go through this final trial in her first year. She hopes to succeed, but all her worries are blown out of the water when, on the bus ride to their ship, Anna and her schoolmates witness a terrible tragedy that will change the trajectory of their lives. So I'm excited. Next up, I have 2 YA fantasies. I have The Rise of Kyoshi by F.C. Yee. This is a sapphic story about Kyoshi, one of the avatars from Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you guys know that show, Avatar: The Last Airbender follows Aang and Katara and Sokka and all the rest of the gang. And this is one of the previous avatars from, I think, 2 avatars before, and it follows her story. And I've heard really good things about this, so I am excited. And it's apparently sapphic. So then I also have Jade Fire Gold by June C.L. Tan. This is the beautiful UK cover because I was not a fan of the Canadian or US cover, so I ordered it from the UK. I am so excited about this. It is so beautiful, and I've read like the first chapter of it already, and the writing is gorgeous, and I'm very intrigued. So can't wait to keep going with this one. This one follows an empire which is on the brink of war. It follows An, who is no one with no family and no past, and it follows Alton, who is a lost heir, his future stolen away as a child. When they meet, Alton sees in An a path to reclaiming the throne. An sees a way to finally unlock her past and understand her lethal magical abilities, but they may have to pay a far deadlier price than either could have imagined. And it is compared to both Girls of Paper and Fire and A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. So I'm very excited to get into this. Then, I don't know, we'll just dive into fantasy, I guess, because that's my biggest, that's always my biggest genre that I have. So I have a few sequels here that I am hopefully going to be getting to. I have these 3 that you guys have seen on my channel a lot. I have the second book in the Greenbone saga, Jade War by Fonda Lee, and I also have The Dragon of Ginseng by K.S. Vyoso. This is the last book in the trilogy, The Chronicles of the Bitch Queen, or the Wolf of Oroñaro trilogy. You guys know I adore these 2 books so much, but yes, this is book 3. This is book 2 of those trilogies. I'm very excited to continue both of those. And I also have book 2 of the Devabad trilogy. I think that's what this is called. This is book 2 to the City of Brass. I'm very excited to keep going with this as well. The first book was lovely and lyrical, and it continues in that world. Sequels are very hard to describe, so you know. And I also have book 4 of The Wheel of Time, The Shadow Rising, that I am very excited to keep going. This is by Robert Jordan. This continues the Wheel of Time saga because I am currently just over halfway through book 3, and the show comes out tomorrow for me that I'm filming this. The day that you're seeing this, the show is apparently out. So I'm very excited to watch that when I can this weekend and just really enjoy it. But yes, I'm going to be continuing with book 4 for the Wheel of Time and, you know, loving that immensely. Next, Next, I have also some sci-fis here. I have A Memory Called Empire by Arcady Martin. This is a sci-fi that I have zero idea about. Zero idea. I believe has also got, like, it's sci-fi, so it is like a different kind of a world. It follows Ambassador Mahit Zmar, who travels to the capital of the interstellar. Oh, why do they use words that are so hard to pronounce? Teixkalani Empire, who is eager to take up her new post. She arrives only to discover that her predecessor has died, and no one will admit that his death wasn't accidental. So it's like a murder mystery and all these different politics and stuff. I've heard really good things about this one. And apparently it's sapphic too. I say that with a grain of salt because I'm not sure, but I've heard that it's sapphic. And then I also have Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, which is the first book in the sci-fi book series that inspired The Expanse. I don't really know if you can see it because it's very, but The Expanse. I have no idea about this. I don't know, but I know it's a large, very, very large. I'm looking at the back and there's just like a stretch of books, sci-fi series. So when I get into this, I'm very excited to just dig into a very beloved, very expansive, pun intended, world and universe with this sci-fi book. Because you guys know 2021 was my year of like really exploring sci-fi, so I'm just going to continue that with this arguably thick boy, which is probably the biggest sci-fi that I will try and read this year and have read so far. So sci-fi books that I'm very excited about. What else do I have? So I have 3 books left. The next one that I would like to get to at some point is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. This one is, I believe it's been compared to The Starless Sea, which you guys know is my favorite book of all time, and I love it. But it also reminds me of like Greek myths and Greek architecture because of the little satyr figure on the front. Every time I see these covers of Piranesi, it is done in a Greek style. So I'm just like, Greek? I'm so here for it because I love Greek mythology and that kind of stuff, especially when it's explored in books. I've heard this one is weird, and it's about Piranesi's house, and he is stuck there with an infinite labyrinth-like house with corridors that are endless and its walls that are lined with thousands upon thousands of statues. This is so cool. Within the labyrinth of halls, an ocean is imprisoned, waves thunder up staircases, rooms are flooded in an instant, but Piranesi is not afraid. He understands the tides as he understands the pattern of the labyrinth itself. He lives to explore the house, but apparently there's someone else who's in the house as well, and Piranesi does not know who they are. They just call them the other. So I'm very excited about this one. I also have The Other Bennett Sister by Janice Hadlow, which follows Mary Bennett, and you guys know I love Jane Austen so much, and I have just a reoccurring hankering for the classic literature around Christmas. So I think this might be a good read around this time of year coming up because it is Jane Austen inspired, of course, as you guys know, Mary Bennett, which is I'm very excited to read about the marginalized middle daughter of the Bennett family, plain girl who takes refuge in books. I'm very excited to read this one. So that follows her. And the last book on this list is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Yes, I do realize this is a very summery romance book, but I feel like it would be a great pairing to some of the Christmas romances that I want to get to this year. If you guys have been around for a while, you know that I like to do a reading vlog with a lot of different Christmas books, Christmas romance books, and I have a few on my list for this year. I also have a Christmas murder mystery on my radar that I really want to get to. It's like a Christmas cozy mystery, which looks really fun. But yes, I have 2 Christmas books that I cannot remember the names of, but I will put their covers on the screen so you can see. This is the first one, and it sounds, from like the slight concept of it, sounds a little bit like The Holiday, which I'm excited about. And then there's this one, which is by an author that I read previously. I believe the one who wrote the 12 Dates of Christmas that I read last year. That was really, really good. But yes, my friends, I am very excited to read this one. This is about Poppy and Alex and Poppy, who are childhood friends, and it's like a childhood friends to lovers. And I used to love this trope so much. So I'm excited to see if it lives up to the enemies to lovers trope that has been dominating my romance life for a while. So I'm excited. And I really liked her beach read that she wrote that I read previously. Anyways, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below what you have planned. What is the top of your TBR for the end of the year? Because I would really, really like to know what you're reading going into the month of December and the end of November, I guess, as we're nearing that time. I do apologize for any changing of light. It is currently almost 4 o'clock and I had to film this between my 2 jobs. So at this point in time where I live, the sun is setting. The sun is setting and it gets dark before 4:30 now. So it is hard to find light, but I digress. Anyways, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you care to do so. I also will let you know that this Christmas, I have a lot of content planned. So make sure to subscribe and turn on that little bell icon so you know when I upload, because this Christmas, I'm going to be uploading not on my usual Tuesday, Friday schedule. And there's going to be more content from me. Not necessarily Christmassy, because I do realize that Christmas content doesn't usually do the best. So it's going to be more end of the year type content. So watch out for that, my friends. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I keep saying that, but I love you guys. Stay kind and keep on reading.